For the locals here in Indianapolis, the whole month of May is a complete celebration. Leading up to the practice days, the qualification rounds, the whole city turns into a hub of activities, all centered around the biggest day in racing, which is the Indianapolis 500. Tell me a little bit about IndyCar experience and how this all came about.
Well, we've been doing it for 25 years now, so I was a youth when this started, right? But how it started was my business partner Joe and I, we were having some beers together and we were in front of an Indy car, and I said, gee, Joe, what would it be like if you let me drive that Indy car? And he's like, well, you can't drive the Indy car because of the engine's $1 million engine, and everything had many zeros to it. So, and if I screwed it up, it would be very expensive. So then I drew it, and I drew the two-seater. I stretched it. I go, what if I sat in back and let the professional drive it? And the idea was born. And so, you know, we created this idea. We created a plan. We spoke with the IndyCar series at the time in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So the idea was born. The financing was put in place, and we started to operate here at the Speedway. So we started with just 2 cars. It evolved to eventually be 4 and now 6 cars. So we have 6 2-seat cars. In addition, we operate for the series the pace car program. So it started with this goofy idea of the 2-seater
concept.
blew up into many things.
That's awesome. True entrepreneurship right here at work, I tell ya. So you guys then started in 2001, and it's expanded now where you actually travel around the country with the 2-seater car, because that's what we're doing today.
We've been embedded, and I use the word embedded, with the IndyCar series. No other racing experience was born in a racing series, which was great because they accidentally made us the greatest racing experience in the world. And we say that with a bit of arrogance, but the reality is you wouldn't start a business doing what we do with $1 million cars on the greatest racetrack in the world. In addition to all the IndyCar series races, we're embedded, we run with the series.
So how many rides would you say from the very beginning have you guys done?
So it's kind of like McDonald's, you know, I think it's got to be over 100,000. We never really, you know, we have records of every, I never went back and counted them all, but we traditionally do around 5,000 a year in the 2-seater, then the pace cars and all the other things. So probably in a given year of all our companies doing experiences, it's probably 50 or 60,000 a year in all our experience, but the 2-seater in particular, up around 5,000 a year.
Great. And last question for you. Who is the most famous person would you say has been in your car?
Well, you know, it's funny. We reference the Lady Gaga, right? Lady Gaga would most likely be the most famous person that's ever ridden. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you again for having us out today. I'm going to take a ride, which I'm a little nervous about, but I think I'll be okay.
That's always, you know what's great? Women admit it. There is a whole gender thing of people admitting being nervous, and I see it in what we do. Women will come up and say they're nervous. Guys are always like, oh, I'm not nervous. But you can see it in their eyes, they're nervous, right? Well, once you get in that, the height of your apprehension is going to be when you're seated in the car and the 5-point harness comes around. You have this helmet on. You're not used to that, right? And then when it's about to go, we'll close the helmet. And the second you go about 2 feet, all your apprehension goes away. And it becomes like a Zen-like experience because you're caught in a moment.
Well, thank you again for having us. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go get suited up and take a ride.
It'll be exciting.
All right, very good. Thank you. Okay, so that wraps up another episode of American Dream today. We're at the IndyCar Experience out here in the Indianapolis 500 track. Until next time.